Okay, are we on? The
Test.
October 21st meeting of the Human Services Committee will now come to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Ansello.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Miss Andrews is excused. Dr. Carbone. Chairwoman Draw.
Here.
Mr. Gamina. Miss Kaylee. Mr. Lightfoot. Dr. Quattro. Mrs. Valerio.
Thank you. Is there, next item in the business is public forum. Is there anyone signed up this evening?
We have 2 registered speakers signed up this evening. Please come forward and address the committee with your remarks when your name is called, and certainly conclude when our timer sounds. And we appreciate your cooperation. Our first speaker will be Phyllis Moss. Please come forward.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Dr. Phyllis Moss, and I am a foster parent. My children kind of interrupted my career. My great-nephew was taken into foster care when he was 4 years old. He had actually been in 6 foster homes before I got my foster care license and took him into my home. About a year or maybe 2 after that, the county called me about another child who was 8 months old, and no one was able to take that child. So I agreed to take that child as well. And then a year or 2 later, the county called again about the 8-month-old's brother who was 6 weeks old. They wanted to keep the siblings together, so I took that child as well. So I have 3 children. I expected them all to go home, but none of them went home. They kind of interrupted my career, and in the process of trying to provide a healthy environment for them, I lost 2 jobs. One because it wasn't conducive to raising children, the other because of the economy tanking. When I found out that the children were not able to go home, the last 2, in order to adopt them, I had to take a job, any job. So I took a job as a para-educator so that I could be on the same schedule with my children. I work from 8 to 2:30 so that I can be home when my children are home. I want to tell you that I introduced myself as Dr. Phyllis Moss because I believe that one day I will be able to resume my career. But right now, at the salary that I'm making, if I had to pay child care, I would bring home probably about $50 a week, and it's not worth working. I know I heard the timer go off, but I just want to tell you 3 things that I've learned. One, that women that work, when they can't find child care, when they can't pay for it and they receive the subsidy, that they bring in additional resources, which is health care and other things like that. The children receive social skills and field trips and other things like that, and it also builds a woman's self-esteem. I want to thank you for the subsidy that I get, and I hope you will consider raising the amount that the county gives. Thank you.
Thank you,
Dr. Marvin Misch, please come forward.
Good afternoon. My name is Marvin Misch. I'm representing the Interfaith Collaborative of the Children's Agenda and also the Catholic Diocese of Rochester. And it just so happens that Dr. Moss is my neighbor on Linden Street. We just bumped into each other a minute ago. Recently, we heard some good news about Monroe County and our school systems. The school district in Pittsford was rated #1 in Western New York. Congratulations to all those teachers and students. We also got some bad news that the city of Rochester school district was rated the worst. It also troubles me that the poverty rate in Rochester City is the 7th highest in the country. We used to be 11th. We're getting worse. In response to this, child care is a need that many working families face. And for that reason, the interfaith community has responded this past weekend by signing letters that will be sent to the county executive asking for an increase in funding. Because we know how important these first 5 years are for the development of the minds and social skills of our children if they're going to have any chance in society. We have to thank Monroe County because it is very generous in child care. It's the highest in New York State for the county, apart from New York City, for the maintenance of effort, but also the need is great. So I look forward to continued collaboration as we ask for an increase in funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Is there anyone else present that did not sign up that would like to speak this evening? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda will be the approval of minutes. You have the September 17th minutes. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 13-287.
Moved by Legislator Quattro and seconded by Legislator Carbone. Is there any discussion on this? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next item.
Referral 13-288, amend
Moved by
resolution.
Legislator Carbone and seconded by Legislator Ansello. Is there any discussion on this? Legislator Lightfoot.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chairman. Through you, Madam Chairman, to the administration, why are we receiving the funding in so many chunks? Madam Chairman, to the administration.
Through the chair, the county receives the funding based on state allocations. My best guess, sir, is that the state identifies how much has been expended from the Home Energy Assistance Program, and as the season progresses, they make determinations on the best way to further the balance of the funding. It's my best guess, sir.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Yes, follow-up question, Madam Chairwoman. Through you, Madam Chairwoman, to the administration, do we have an approximate amount of how many people are utilizing the Home Energy Assistance Program?
Through the chair, yes, we do. We keep monthly statistics, and I can report that through the end of September, we issued over 80,400 benefits to community members.
And follow up to that, to Madam Chairwoman, to the administration, do we see a trend in this receiving of services? Is this across the whole county? Do we see it higher in the city, lower in the suburban areas, or is it pretty even across the board? Through you, Madam Chairwoman, to the administration.
Through the chair, the Home Energy Program benefits do reach folks in both the city and all extremities of the county of Monroe. The income limits are a little bit higher for HEAP than they are for many other public benefit programs, so people throughout the county benefit.
Thank you.
It's too loud.
Any other?
I'm so sorry.
Any other discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 13-289.
Moved by Legislator Ansello and seconded by Legislator Gamina. Is there any discussion on this? Legislator Cayley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to the administration, when I look at this, it says the amounts that are set in are for client ratio improvement program, but reading down farther, it's to pay overtime costs. Has there ever been a point when we've been receiving these funds that we're actually able to improve the client provider ratio?
Through the chair, my name is Deb Rose, and I want to introduce myself. I'm the new Director of Child and Family Services. Thanks for your question. We have, in fact, gradually improved the client-to-staff ratio. Around this time last year, we found ourselves at a 28% oversized caseload. We now hover right around 19% and have consistently over the course of the last quarter.
Thank you. It's very nice to meet you, and those are good figures. It's a nice reduction within a year's time. I'm hoping certainly that we'll be able to reduce this even more as time goes by. So thank you for that answer, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Is there any other matters to come before this? Legislator Cayley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have, through you to the administration, thank you, Ms. Reed, for being here tonight. This sort of is a follow-up question for you, which I can certainly take in writing, but I wanted just to be able to ask it with regards to a newspaper article that came out with regards to the detention center and the Costco demolition.
Maybe you'd like to put that in writing.
I have put it in writing, but I want to speak specifically as an update to see if there was anything that she could give me now, if I could, please. It's not often that we have Ms. Reed with us because of her scheduling.
Through you, Madam Chair, I'm sorry, but since the article, there is no update of substance for you. I'm absolutely happy to provide one when we have one.
All right, thank you. I just
Thank
want
you,
to point out that
your letter went through, and
the
you
comment
will
made
get
by
an
Mr.
answer on it.
Vitale was a little disturbing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. There being no other matters to come before us, the October 21st meeting of Human Services will stand adjourned. Next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, November 26th. Thank you.